YouTube tonight. Strange things are happening with Twitch that we don't like because we think they don't love us anymore. But the race must continue. The show must go on. At our home event as well. Matt, our home event.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nice to be here. Nice to be here. Home sweet home. And yeah, we should have in a second. We should have 20 drivers. She's just missed out. Literally just got back. But, yeah, 20 drivers full grid. So
yeah, things are looking good.
Literally only Steve and Jay Prentice filling in. Yeah, 18 EU2 drivers.
Yes. So we'll do some housekeeping then. That's Perez retiring. That is the first bit of housekeeping. 2 qualifying bans after last week. So F1 Perez is one of them. The other one is for Lewis, our racer.
Yeah. You sent me your footage, boys, like I asked, and maybe you've been saying. But no.
You didn't. That's the first bit of housekeeping. Next are the reserves, as we've already said. So that's Steve in the Mercedes. And Jack R.J. Prentice in the McLaren. I was just going through the list.
And
then we've got a new boy tonight. Timmy, where to next?
I'm just going to call him Timmy.
Timmy! Yeah, I'll be calling him Timmy. Can you imagine? If I hope we get to the point where it's and here comes Timmy. Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Don't want to put pressure on the lad, but hopefully should be a strong performer for this tier.
He should be, yeah.
Should challenge the likes of Andreas Dynastics and Caladre to try and stop this Danish invasion which has been going strong for the last few weeks. I now don't like it. The first few weeks was kind of funny, you know, kind of nice and everything, and now I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling the truth.
Not being horrid, I just don't like it.
Yeah, just don't like it. I don't mind this, but
Right.
I prefer this. This is better.
So, it's my turn this week, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So let's ride on board then. Stevie's just started a lap. So we're a couple of corners in, just come through turn 4 now, and then 5 onto the Wellington straight. First of 2 DRS zones. And to turn 6, that's Brooklands, and 7 of Luffield. So I know Steve has the streams on, so pressure. Turn 8 now, Woodcut corner. Not even a corner anymore, not in these machines. Up towards turn 9, the old turn 1, Cops corner.
Should be pretty much flat. Slight lift.
A slight lift there for Steve. Now into the best corners on the calendar. Got Maggots, Beckett, and Chapel.
Quite nice actually.
Yeah, it's very smooth from Steve. And down the old hangar straight, the second DRS zone, into turn 15, that's Stowe. Short run there down to Vale. And finally into Club to finish off the lap. The new start finish straight with the bridge over the top, I've noticed.
Just working out how far we are in front.
So 25.4 from Steve. Asakome currently leads the way with a 24.5.
Not bad, about 10 seconds. So it should be relatively close.
Fair play. Fair play.
Yes, Steve did alright last night from what I saw, and then just made a mistake.
It's been his main issue so far. Just makes mistakes at the crucial time. Yorno takes pole position away by 19 thousandths of a second.
Just look, because that doesn't sound. Rosa has retired from the session, and that he was on track. That was terminal damage.
Oh.
I missed that. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. I had everything. I had the UI hidden while we were on board with Steve, so that's one that's gone begging. We'll see if I can work out where that was.
I think it was happened a while ago, so we won't see it. Jonathan. No, it wasn't Jonathan Cox. It was Dynastics, who was just on his outlap. Alp has gone with a 24.0 for pole. Blaze reckons it'll be a 24.2, and Nicholas has gone with a 23.9. I would be probably agreeing with Nicholas if it's a dry race and they've all got dry setups. So probably there will be someone, hopefully, that will break into the 23.9s. Pole last night was a 24 flat, I believe. Danny, that was
from Rage Snipes. He's becoming a bit of a quali merchant, isn't he? He's getting himself up there and then pulling the race results around with it.
Yeah, well, I think, to be honest, I'd probably be disappointed after last night. That was pretty much his to win, based on off of qualifying.
Yeah, the safety car sort of threw him out, didn't it, with his strategy?
Yeah,
and
sort of didn't pit with the other guys. That was the problem. I'm not going to say anything because I was rubbish.
Well, you were the same. You sort of got mullered by the safety car. Dan with a 25 flat on the medium tyre, leading medium runner at the moment. It's a good time.
He said he's going to have some fun with it today. He's going to try something a little different. And,
yeah.
He's hoping he can pull through on the medium. That's a pretty solid lap time, I think. That's the quickest medium time this week, but that is kind of expected. These guys are a tier up from us yesterday, us poor mugs yesterday.
Yeah. Just having a look now, see if I can get the stream shut up.
Dynastics only 24/7, so interesting. I'm seeing if there's any weather updates.
It is cloudy at the moment, but the track and air temperature are both pretty high, so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's jump on board then with our championship leader, Dracer. He heads through Stowe to begin his lap.
Sorry, I was busy typing away just to inform people we are on the YouTube.
We are on the YouTube. So, Tracer then, just having a look at his sector times. We're coming up to the first sector split. Locking up there into Brooklands, 26.8 for Tracer. That puts him on par with Yorno.
Current lead in the championship is 53 points, but I feel that's it's a weekend.
Yeah, I think it's what was the? So did Dynastics win last week? He didn't, did he?
I hope that you weren't going to ask me that question because I couldn't remember. If I'm being brutally honest, I've slept in between them. Funny enough.
Well, normally I rely on you, but I can't criticise because I'm the same. Tracer then coming towards the sector 2 split. 34.5 for Yorno. 34.4 for Andreas. Fastest middle sector of anybody so far. Into the final couple of corners. Here we go. Here we go through there now. Out of club round the final corner. And puts it into second place by 1,000th down.
Yeah, top 5 separate by just over a tenth. It's a bit close once again.
That's what we like to see. Dynastics lagging a little bit behind actually from where I thought he'd be, but still in the running.
Just watching Timmy do his first, what looks to be his first lap in anger. 26 flat at the moment.
Let's see if he's flat through cops.
Should.
Oh, big lift.
Wow.
Big lift for Timmy. Into Maggots and Beckett's.
Ditchy's here.
Ditchy's here. He should be able to get himself a lap in.
improving massive. So 50, it's 25.2 currently. We're expecting to improve furthermore into the.
Arbar takes pole. 24.2, smashes the previous leading time.
Very nice. Club, very stable through there. Pulls it to the line. 24.8
for Timmy. Not bad as a banker lap for Tier 2, but we'll see what happens from now on.
6 minutes to go in the session. Steve hasn't validated. Joey Prentice has just done a medium run. Lewis is still in the pits, obviously. Caladre improved.
Leading runners are back out on track again. Asakoma, I think, has invalidated and will be coming in. Yeah, indeed he is.
Looking for someone. Don Ammo is the only one really lapping anger out there at the moment.
Let's ride on board then, with the Williams man taking plenty of curb on the entrance to Brooklands and on the apex as well.
That's quite nice, like that. Various lines.
We don't want to take too much on the exit.
Yeah, you take various lines through Luffield. Wide approach for a slingshot. Through Cox, pretty much flat out acceleration. You saw there, all the way to the right. The bar.
Nuggets, Beckett's and Chapel back and stepping out a little bit, but he keeps it in check.
I think last week was the first signs of Donna actually coming back to his normal pace we expect him to be. I think he's making this transition to the wheel. It's been difficult for a lot of guys. He's just bailed out, so probably just run a little bit wide from Stones. A smidge of time.
Wisey Boy then starting a lap. Had a really good qualifying performance last time out. He got himself P2 behind Jonathan Cox. And then fell away in the race, unfortunately, but we'll see what he can do. Fastest sectors at the moment split between 3 drivers, and they are not who you would expect.
Okay, let me guess. Asakoma.
Yes.
Dan.
No.
Stumpy.
No.
Oh, I started off somewhere.
Asakoma has sector 3. To be fair, one you would expect. Actually, no, you've just got a second one. Dan going into third. He's just taken sector 1. Asakoma still has sector 3, and Arbar has sector 2.
Well, I say big improvement, but that was kind of expected. Don't forget he was on the mediums for his first run, just done a soft run his first run.
Up to third place. So Wisey Boy then, I've not been keeping an eye on his times. Let me check TAS, see what we've got. 26.9 and a 34.8. He's down in the middle sector. Quite a lot down in the middle sector.
He's still going to commit to this lap.
We're looking at maybe a 24.7, 24.8 here. Oh, 25.1. Had a poor final sector, I think. And that's going to have cost him, but...
Yeah, time's just slightly quicker than yesterday, a couple of attempts, but the last few races, there's not really been a huge amount of difference actually between...
No, there hasn't, although last week obviously in EU2 we had a little bit of rain, so that could have been a factor. We don't know what's happening today.
And these guys are just rushing back to see if they can get one more run in. I think they will be able to. Thorn is just yep, Thorn's going to start again for what will be his third attempt, maybe his final attempt of the qualifying session.
Stumpy, 26.8 in the first sector on his lap. That puts him... Well, it puts him ahead of Arbar. He's not as quick as Dan through there.
Big moment out of Luffield. Probably lost a bit of time there. Yep, flat through there. If you keep it flat, most guys running about the same speed, about 190 through cops. That sounds ridiculous to say.
190 mile an hour through cops, flat out. Probably pulling about 8G through there on your initial turn in.
Temp up. Let's see who else falling his coming through. Fallen is also a 10th up, so both of these two improving. So push them towards the mid regions of the 24s. Stumpy does a 24.8, so up to 9th.
Steve managed to keep his foot in through Cops this time. He was flat out. He's coming through Chapel now, and there's a Ferrari that might give him a nice little tow. Is that a Ferrari? Or oh, it's a McLaren of Timmy.
Yep. Fallen has also done a 24.8 as well, so very tight, very tight. As we come to expect now from EU2.
And Steve coming through the final corner. 25 flat for Steve, puts himself P14. Needs to be careful now to get out of the way of Timmy.
Yeah, all our guys on their out laps now, all people just starting their flying laps. This is the final run of the session.
So we'll stay with Timmy, then we'll jump to Arbar, who is the next of the leaders, then Dracer.
That's strange, Wisey Boy's only just gone out, 32nd. Even with the delayed time, I don't think he's going to get back around.
Well, we'll find out. See if we're miles ahead or not. Timmy then coming up towards Cops. He's kept his foot in well.
So Arbar has invalidated. Ready. Andreas is a 10th up. At the moment, let's see as he runs towards Cops how much of that time he's going to be able to maintain. Hugs all the way to the right so he can attack Maggots and Beckett's and keep it as straight as possible.
Timmy's matched his time through the second sector, having lost a little bit.
Oh, Andreas is a quarter of a second up.
And Timmy improves slightly.
We're going to see some movements if he can hold on to this lap time.
Come across then to Andreas with 2 corners to go.
Round club 24.2, and that is pole.
Yep, taking the fastest middle sector of anybody so far, and he's taken that away from the man he's just displaced.
That's the guy, he's 4 temps up, Danny. 4 temps.
The Italian on his return to contest of speed. He set the fastest third sector earlier on in the lap, or earlier on in the session rather. If he can improve on that, he'll take pole position, which he does by 3/1000ths of a second. Asakome again with the fastest sector 3, 1:24.1.
Electro's coming round. Improves marginally.
Yeah,
Dan has invalidated.
Jan comes into
Cox
the
is
pits.
pretty much level with his current best.
Let's have a look. He has set the fastest first sector of anybody so far, but his middle sector's not been great. Dynastics has just taken pole position. Jonathan Cox up to 5th. So Dynastics up to the lead with a 24.134.
That is it, Timmy. He's going to be in the pits.
Yep. And that will be all she wrote then. So it's Dynastics taking pole position from Asakome, coming back after his sabbatical away from Cos. Dracer, the championship leader, in 3rd place. Arbar in 4th. Jonathan Cox in P5, continuing his good run of qualifying form. Caladre P6. He'll want it to be higher to help out Dracer, but he won't complain about P6. Dan in P7, I think he'll take it. Yorno P8, that's his best qualifying since he's dropped to Tier 2, if I remember rightly, so I think he'll take that as well. Jamie getting himself into the top 10, and Timmy on his debut rounds out that top 10. Got Jay Prentice, Donamo, Stumpy, Fallen, Steve, Wisey Boy, Tichy, then F1 Perez, Lewis and Rosa, who retired on track in that session.
A second separating basically 1st down to 16th.
So
shows the competitiveness of this tier.
certainly does. So just a reminder of those qualifying times, the top 10. So Dynastics down to Timmy, where to next? We'll be starting on the soft tyres, assuming that session, the race that is a dry start. Everybody outside of the top 10. So Jay Prentice down to Rosa will have free choice of tyres. Again, assuming the session is dry. So the fastest sectors then in that session, Jonathan Cox actually had 2 of them. He had sector 1 and sector 3, but his middle sector was way down.
Would that suggest he's running a higher downforce setup, or is he just struggling with maggots and Beckett's, where so much time can be gained and lost?
It would suggest straight line speed over a high downforce. He's struggling in the high speed corners, I think.
Although don't forget, the sector 3 starts with the hanger straight, so can't be that slow.
Yeah, I would suggest that he's gone for much more mechanical grip and less wing, which has its limitations, of course, but... Well... Now,
EU2 are typically good at this part of the process.
But we've got some... we've got a new face.
It's always the newbie. It's always the newbie.
Now, has he read the rules, or has he watched some races? Does he know the drill? It seems like it so far. He's doing alright. Is our Timmy. So then, let's see if we can get some predictions going in the chat. Let's see. I want to see what all of you have got to say, what you all think, who you think's going to come out on top, and then of course we want to know about the championship battle as well. Andreas leading at the moment, but that gap is steadily coming down. Dynastics, the man who is chasing him, the only one who can catch him at this point. Not mathematically, but realistically. He's the only one.
It's the battle for third, isn't it? That's the...
that's the interesting one.
Since he's been to the wheel has fallen away, which, you know, obviously was kind of expected.
Yeah. Dan's fallen away as well now, down to 6th, I think, isn't he? 5th or 6th place.
Yeah, just, I think last week, that mistake at Japan probably cost him, where him touched the back of Fallen, who was going into the pits. But has always been there or thereabouts, same as Arbar, so it's been, the top 5 has been fairly consistent-ish. And then obviously you've got the likes of Lewis, who's also had a good season. And then there's a massive gap down to from Tichy to the Wizard of 40 points, 49. So yeah, the top 5 or 6 in the championship have generally taken the big point scoring positions throughout the season.
They have, yeah. If I'm honest, I think Caladre is going to be the one that will take 3rd. Just because he's found this great vein of form towards the end of the season. Arbar there, admin with the Express, so we are ready to go racing. Let's see, let's have a look in the chat then, let's see what you've all been saying.
No, I wasn't about to say what I was going to say, because if it does happen, you know, I'll be out of pocket.
Have you put money on this?
No, Joel just said Steve, Jack and Dan. I said if that happens, I'll give you 100 quid. That's what I was going to say. But no,
you are a brave man. And so Chad's in there. He says Dracer, Dynastics, and Arbar. Blaze, Asakome, Dan, and Lewis.
Alp's just gone in with one with Caladre, Arbar, and Dracer. So actually, no one's predicting a full Danish podium. For the first time.
Well,
until Rita turns up.
Well, what's he said? Dracer, Dynastics, and
well, that's the
Caladre.
prediction. So if he turns up, I already know his predictions.
Yeah. Let's have a look at tyre choices then. So, top 10 of course limited to the soft tyres they qualified on, with it being a dry start. Then we've got Jay Prentice and Don Armour also on softs. Fresh sets though, hopefully for them. And then we've got a cluster of medium runners. That's Stumpy, Fallen, Steve, Wisey Boy and F1 Perez. Then you've got Racer and Rosa on the softs, and Tichy in P20. He's gone mediums.
All I'm going to say is thank goodness no one has selected the hard tyre, which
Yeah.
means they have either done some practice or they've just, you know...
Watched last night.
Yeah, watched last night, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was also the YouTube.
The
It's like old
YouTube.
times, isn't it? It's like old times.
Yeah, good old days. So,
penalties, Danny, I'm going to make a bold statement. Penalties is going to decide the outcome of this race.
I'm not 100% sure. If I'm honest, I'm still trying to think about where I think people will come in. I think we could see an Asakome podium in this race if he can keep his nose clean. That's been the main problem so far. He gets
got the first overtake done. Psychological advantage already.
Psychological advantage for the Ferrari. Yeah, I'm not 100% if I'm honest. I think these guys will be able to keep the penalties to a minimum, especially the ones at the front of the pack. Further down, the lower points playing positions, I think we might see the penalties play their part. So assuming that my data is correct, that I have with me, the gap at the head of the championship is 22 points between Dracer and Dynastics. And we have 5 rounds to go, including tonight. So let's see what the evening has in store for us. 5 lights. We know that's not going to work for us. So we wait for the revs to build on Dynastics' car. And we can get going and racing at Silverstone. It looks like a good start for Dynastics. Asakome lagging behind a little bit with one of the Hasses round the outside of turn 2.
Oh, Timmy's already made contact with the back of Jamie, no!
Timmy's round and he's down to the back of the pack. Jonathan Cox gets himself ahead of Armour. We've got a Haas round as well. That's Caladre. And a full course safety car is out. We've got penalties galore.
I've got people ghosting through people. Everyone's, oh no, this is the problem. They're all psyching each other out because someone's going to get a 5-second time penalty for an illegal overtake.
Yeah. So then, let's have a look. Damage numbers. Wisey Boy, big wing damage. Fallen.
Dan back as well.
Dan and both Williams with wing damage. That's going to be a nightmare pit stop scenario. Everybody else, assuming their telemetry is on, which I think it is. The only one who I don't have it for is Timmy. Everybody else, and Perez actually, everybody else seems to have got away with it. So let's do things the old-fashioned way. Have a look at Timmy's wing.
So, Caladre 5 seconds, Dan 5 seconds, and Wiseboy 5 seconds. Those two have hit each other quite significantly there. Fallen's got 5 seconds, Perez and Tichy's also got 5 seconds. 5 drivers with 5-second time penalties. Probably not going to be a problem for the likes of Dan, who can probably come in. Dynastics has pitted, Danny.
Yep, so has Dracer.
And 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane.
But if he goes onto the tyre, I think he will. He won't actually have to start that track. I mean, it will matter at the end, but he doesn't have to worry about it yet. Jonathan Cox is in as well, so there's a stack at Renault. If the game allows you to do stack stops, then all would be good.
So a lot of guys jump into the hard tyre, so Dynastics, Lewis, Jonathan Cox. Guys from the mediums, interestingly enough, also coming in as well. So the likes of Tichy and Wiseboy, they're all going to get rid of those.
I think Tichy's going to cycle tyres, I think. I think Tichy will go to softs. No, Tichy's gone hards. Fair play.
Dynamo's stayed out, but...
The thing is, guys on the hard tyres are going to go to the end, definitely. Guys who've swapped to the mediums, so the Dracers, the Racers and the Caladres, will be able to go a fair distance into the race, but they are now banking on another safety car. Yeah, or so just having the outright pace.
So Dracer, Lewis, Caladre, Fallen, Dan have all gone mediums, Wisey Boy, Tichy and Jonathan Cox and Jamie and Dynastics have gone hards. I'm expecting Dynamo to pit in after this lap.
Yeah, the thing is, I would have just stacked because he's going to lose more time
maybe he's thinking is that everyone had penalties, and he could then, I don't know, jump someone randomly if the safety car gets around quick enough because of where. Oh, you look where Wisey Boy is.
Yeah, Wisey Boy had wing damage as well, so he had to come in and change. So that's why he's gone for.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe
yeah, on track, yeah. Yeah, cheers AWS for that. I mean, that whole graphic's now pointless, mate. They've changed things. They've changed tyres already. So Arba in second place at the moment, following Asikome, Yorno, J Prentice, and we've seen 3 guys come into the pits. That's Rosa, Timmy, and Jonathan Cox.
And Donamo, obviously.
Yeah, Donamo. Jonathan. I don't know why to Jonathan Cox. It's Donamo. I want to see if Timmy's going to change his front wing. I don't think he is. No, just to change its tyres.
Visually looks okay.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was a tight release.
Yeah, all 3, I think, are on the medium tyre. Yep. And Tichy's back in, like we said, to cycle tyres, and he's out on the mediums again. And should, from here, on a first set, be able to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, should be. Interesting enough, some guys have then gained somehow out of this after being near the back, so...
So,
strange how this works.
Yeah, F1 Perez up 11 places, the big winner. Big losers down 8 places are Dan and Donamo, both Williams losing out. Timmy as well down 8 places. Couple down 7, Jonathan Cox and Caladre, and then a couple up 8 as well. So that's Stumpy and Steve into the top 10.
Yeah, so Stumpy will probably, I presume, unless he gets overtaken, will have the net lead.
Yeah, should do.
Softs, but I'm not gonna lie, yesterday softs weren't a great race start for a second stint, to be fair.
No, the guys out front that are doing well at the moment are keeping them in the window in terms of wear. I don't know what they'll be like on temperature. But I think we might see the safety car pit in this lap.
Momo has joined the back of the kit, so only one that has still got a penalty left standing is Andreas, and that was for his speeding in the pit lane, so that could be crucial later on, but
could be.
Don't know yet.
Not quite. So Asakome then, the one who's going to lead the field away, but he wants to be careful how quickly he goes and how close to that safety car he stays. Remember, the safety car has to cross the start-finish line on the pit entry before you are allowed to bolt away. You cannot overtake it. Asakome needs to be careful he doesn't get held here. And I don't know why we've just jumped to Timmy, but
we're all away nice and safely, I feel, at the moment.
Certainly are. Looks like a pretty clean restart all round. Arbar chasing down the Ferrari of Asakome. Yorno's held position as well. Then a gap behind J Prentice to Stumpy, the leader of the medium runners, and he's going to come under significant pressure from F1 Perez.
Lewis eyeing up a move on Jamie. Lewis has already made that move. Jamie's got to hold the inside of left field. Lewis will try and use the wider line to get better traction off that corner.
And he's done it as well.
Yeah, smidge of overtake. Dynastics has already dispatched of Steve, so Dynastics is on the charge. I'll tell you what, Andreas needs to be really careful where he's just got him into Maggots and Beckett's. That was very close.
And now he's right on the tail of his championship rival. Of course, Dynastics now will want to do everything he can to keep that Haas behind him.
Perez has already dispatched a Stumpy without the use of DRS, so that's what has been done. We have a yellow flag, and Caladre's off.
Yeah, that's...
and Rosa has gone as well, but he was nowhere near.
Oh, Tracer wide, final corner, and that's allowed a lot of guys through. Made a big mistake.
There's There's a
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo going very slowly.
Yeah, that's Stumpy. So now Steve and Lewis managed to get themselves ahead of Tracer, but Tracer's going for a move around the outside of turn 4. Should have the drive to get back with them, but Lewis will have the tow from Steve.
Stumpy's off again.
Lewis down the inside of Brooklands. Great move on Steve. Tracer now looking for the inside of Luffield to get past the Mercedes, and he makes that move stick as well. Steve getting absolutely mugged, but he's coming back at him, heading towards Cops.
Through there, please.
Side by side through Cops' corner. Tracer runs very wide to avoid contact, but holds on to P8 right on the tail of Lewis's Racing Point.
Yeah, it just pushes him through. He needs to get it done. He knows how desperate it is. 2.3 seconds now, but Dynastics is gone.
Yeah, and Tracer is now through and will hunt down his countryman.
Oh, big contact. And that is between... Who was that between?
Was that Stephen?
Fallen, Red
yeah.
Bull, I believe.
Steve now starting to fall back down the pack, needs to get himself some pace. Soft runners, their tyres are wearing significantly now, but they're still in a good place as Wisey Boy goes down the inside of Steve. Timmy's the next man to go through.
Dan's already up to P12. Fallen has picked up 3 seconds, but not surprised by that at all.
No, neither am I.
Car must feel horrible. Although it's going to be a bullet in a straight line now.
Well, yeah. Fallen, of course, having stopped early on, will... Let's find, what tyres did Fallen start on?
I will have a check.
I can have a look as well. So Fallen started on the medium, so he's used both sets. He's not in a good place.
No. That's, yeah, he either now has to pit hard to the end, which kind of not really worth it.
No. Oh, he's just got to grin and bear it. Or he could go soft from here.
Dan's around the outside Fallen, and that move's done. The Red Bull is not quite closing in enough.
Let's keep an eye on Dynastics, who's got some incredible pace. He's actually pulling away from Tracer. I mean, he does have a tow from Perez, and he will have DRS this time round, but the pace he's got on those hard tyres is incredible.
Fallen has come in, yeah. So difficult for Tracer at the moment outside of DRS, so not really anyone to help pull along towards.
And that's Stumpy, who's gone off in the final sector.
A bit of a troublesome race for Stumpy.
Yeah.
Fallen has gone to the hards, that was kind of expected.
Yeah, and Stumpy's retired in the pit lane. So jumping back up then for the battle for 5th place. Perez has got himself in the DRS window of Jay Prentice. Those soft tyres may be starting to just go off now.
Timmy has got through for P13 and is on the move. Dan is now... Well, Dan and Jonathan Cox actually is caught back in Jamie, who seems to be... I wouldn't say struggling, but not got the pace at the moment. I think the hard tyres aren't really working with him.
No, unlike Dynastics, who is all over the back of Perez now, but as we saw yesterday, once you get yourself in a bit of a train, and we know how quick Jay Prentice's car is in a straight line, it could be very difficult for him to get past.
All I'm going to say is ERS, and then you can know what's there. Yeah. You almost overtaken Arbor into turn 1.
Very opportunistic move from Yorno there, and now he's going to be chasing down the race leader.
Yeah, he set the fastest lap last lap as well, so and staying within the 1 second, so sort of got a leading 3 at the moment.
Yeah, Jay Prentice dropping behind now, the gap just under 3 seconds to this leading trio, who all have to stop, by the way. The top 4 all have to stop again. Perez as well, I think, actually will have to stop again, won't he? Yeah, he will. So
Yep. So it's top 5 and Steve that haven't stopped yet. So.
Yeah.
Can't expect it. Interesting to see if Timmy can actually... Well, he's dragging the guys behind him actually closer to Wisey Boy, who's sort of just in a bit of no man's land. Dan's picked up 3 seconds. He probably won't be the only one, as Jonathan Cox did it the lap before, and runs very wide.
Yeah, I was just on board with Perez there, DRS enabled, wasn't using his overtake but was getting nowhere near the McLaren in front of him, and this is the period where Andreas in P7 needs to push and push hard, because Dynastics now all over the back of Perez, who made a mistake through the final corner.
I think he's going to line up into 3, I feel.
I think he'll go for 6.
Harassing that AlphaTauri.
Here he is, Perez burning his ERS to try and stay ahead, pulls to the right hand side of our screens, a little bit of wheel banging between the two, but Perez keeps the position.
Yeah, Dynamo's just had a little
all of
bit of a
this,
spin.
yeah, all of this helping the car you just saw in the background. You'll see him coming through there now. That's Dracer behind us, 1.5 seconds now the gap to Dynastics.
Yeah, just bringing it in. Sector 2.
Oh, Dracer's gone!
Danny.
He's gone at Cops. He's lost the back end of the car. VSC is out. Now then, if you're one of that leading trio,
Thank you very much.
I'm coming in now, so let's jump to them. Asakome. Yep, he's coming in. All 3 of them coming in.
Question, will the medium guys also come in if they know they're going to be close at the end? Or are they just going to sit this one out?
I don't know.
They've got another set.
I really don't know. Perez has continued, so that answers that question. Dynastics behind him. Obviously he will.
Joe Perez is coming. Dan is coming as well, so he's going to do that.
Yep. Well, Dan can. Asakame held slightly.
Dynamo's got a drive through. I think he was the only one. No, Steve's got one as well.
Yeah, so we're back to racing speed. I think it's when they're coming into the pit lane, they're accelerating too soon on the entrance. So Asakame then, our race leader our former race leader out in P11.
Yeah, Dynastics has just got that move done, Danny.
Yeah, so gap to the leader then, 19.5 for Asakame.
Out of left field.
Yeah, Tichy's managed to get himself ahead of Steve, and Caladre, the sole remaining Haas, is lining up a move on the Mercedes driver as well.
Dynastic needs to be so careful watching the back of that.
Oh, Caladre and Steve into Cops. Steve holds it, but that's a go tight. Caladre could go for a dive. We've got a Williams round. That's Donamo at turn 4, 5, somewhere in between. Steve, lot of grass on the exit of Chapel, and that allows Caladre to steam by with an easy move. Asakame 5 seconds behind this battle, so he's got some clean air now. Him, Yorno and Arbar need to work together if they want to have any chance of catching Dynastics.
Steve has come in. I don't understand that. I mean, she's going to have to go to the hard. The soft won't make it.
Oh, there's no wing damage on that car. He.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, drive through.
Said it a minute ago. Drive through. How silly.
Yeah, I think we'll see. Well, Donama's carried on, I think, or is that Dan? That's Dan, rather. I've just seen go past, so Donama now has a chance. Caladre, though, we're on board with lining up the Alfa Romeo of Tichy on the inside into Brooklands.
Tichy squeezed and made look for the switch back underneath.
Yeah, but he's going to have to switch back through Loffield, which I'm not sure will be the easiest of moves. Indeed it isn't. Caladre keeps position.
Timmy's actually got himself into 7th lane, by the way.
Yeah, Timmy's doing well. And he's putting Wisey Boy under pressure as well. We could see a move coming up down the hangar straight.
Yeah, I think he's close enough this time.
Here comes Timmy! Not quite close enough. Maybe more wing on that McLaren than we first thought.
Yeah, he just didn't utilise the slipstream, just didn't stay behind him for long enough.
Dynastics with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:27.9, pulling away from the guys close to him. And I'll tell you why he's able to do that. Track temperature at 30 Celsius at the moment. Really working well. For the...
I don't know who that is for.
Neither do I. I think that's a glitch in Sector 1. If I'm honest, there's no slow moving cars.
I can't see anyone with immediate damage. Dan has just gone, nope, I'm going to have the fast step and stealth, and that was on the medium.
That's taking it away. Gap to the leader then. Asakome, 18.2. He's not really closing in. He was closed in around a second on his first lap out on those tyres, and now it's sort of holding, if I'm honest. Dynastics has just got some incredible pace on those hard tyres. Which, to be brutally honest, he just shouldn't have.
Saw it yesterday, but it's going to be another monumental day in the championship.
Yeah, speaking of drivers on the hard tyres, Jamie's just managed to get himself past Lewis. He's flying as well on the hard tyres.
Jonathan Cox is also sitting there waiting as well to pounce, and Whitey Boy in 6th, so...
Yeah, the hard tyres are actually working quite well, and it's because the track temperature's so high. Just to be able to put the load into them, and they're giving back to the drivers who chose them.
Very, very strange.
As always with Tier 2 though, it's not without its dramas.
I mean, just the pace advantage, Dan. I've just seen the pace advantage he's got on the fresher mediums. It's
Yeah, there we go. Asakame now really starting to reel in the gap. 17.5 now. He's going to have DRS from Tichy down the hangar straight. But then he gets into that battle that we're at the head of now with Jamie, that sort of 3rd down to 9th battle. That really is not somewhere you want to be, and you want to be on either side of it.
It's going to be interesting. The guys that stayed out on those, gone to those mediums early doors, so the likes of Tichy, Caladre, Lewis, and F1 Perez, who's still got to stop, is how are they going to cope later on the race with the other medium guys that have got far fresher tyres towards the end, because those gaps they're closing down. There's no other way of saying it. Asakome is lining up to move on Tichy as we speak, and you know what? Yono thinks I'm going to follow through as well. Thank you very much.
What, Yono's following through?
Yes, he is. Through the follow through.
Wow. New seat required in the Alpha Tauri then.
New seat required in the Alpha Tauri after that. Just need locked up into the back of the Ferrari in front.
Ooh.
That would have been very good.
Some tasty moves going down in Tier 2.
Saw some of the tasty moves going down last night. Jesus, you lot were holding back.
Nah. I had a couple of good ones last night, to be fair. Not normally my forte overtaking, but I threw a couple of tasty shapes on track last night.
Tasty shapes.
Yeah, that's one for a t-shirt, isn't it?
Oh, a tasty shape.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I've not had a phrase like that that's been in a while. So, Yono then following Asakame through Cop's corner.
So well. Timmy's still not got past Whitey Boy.
No, I do think those hard tyres are really working well. I mean, Jamie's not pulling away from Jonathan Cox. Here goes Yono though on Asakome. Easy move in the end with DRS assistance.
3 seconds, that's for Stowe. Thought about a move.
Roz has gone in Maggots and Beckett's. He's still alive though. Dynastics has 2 warnings at the moment. So,
I say this, he's only 2 seconds ahead of Perez.
yeah, the gap's sort of stabilised now, hasn't it? And it's...
Caladre has got past Timmy, so... Most on the move. White Boy holding station and doing a very solid job, racing points, and the Renaults looking to score big points today.
Yeah, just looking down the field at who's got fuel on board to burn. Jamie has nearly 2 laps of fuel to burn off, which he's going to be lightning quick if he's using rich fuel the whole way now until the end of the race. Dynastics is pushing hard as well. His ERS is at quite a low level.
Don't want to say anything to it, but points positions look where they are. Wisey Boys by second.
Yeah, to Caladro. And
He's come straight back.
It's from straight back at Yorno, yeah. Gap to the leader then for him. 17 seconds. They need to stop squabbling, those two. And
but also, in all fairness though, it's worked though, because that gap actually has come between them and the next 3 in front has come down quite a bit.
True. Is it a case of every little helps?
What, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours?
Yeah.
I think so.
You still owe me a back scratch for that.
No, I don't. I owe you nothing. Yeah.
Don't claim we never agreed it.
We'll move on.
So Caladro then, 5.7 seconds to try and catch Jonathan Cox and make some inroads into that points advantage that Renault will be getting from this event.
And Renault will move to, at least, well, if they haven't done so already, will move to second in the constructors. Williams, Alpha, and well, battle between McLaren and the Racing Points. So the Racing Points are going to make a jump. So recent weeks, consistent performance from both drivers. They're thereabouts once again.
Do you know what I found quite interesting? Tichy's managed to keep himself on the back of Asakome and Yorno. He's got
just about.
Yeah. Oh, and there goes Timmy. He's past Wisey Boy now.
Perez has
Yep, Perez in, and that will drop him down probably to around 14th or 15th place.
If I was, well, Wisey Boy's probably thinking this already because he's in this tier, I'm not, but he'll probably be thinking, actually, I just need to stay on the back of these guys because I'm going to have better tyres with, I don't know what, a handful of laps left?
Yeah, probably, with the exception of the quartet that's behind him.
F1 Perez is just... Oh, he's come out on the hard tyre.
Ouch. It's not what you want to do.
It's just hit the back of him. He's got damage. Whoa, that was a quick succession. You'll know someone has picked up some penalties.
Dan's damage free, by the way, so all good on that front. Asakame all over the back of the Pink Panther. But Yorno putting him under pressure.
Dynastics, Danny. It was Dynastics and Yorno. So the question is, can Jamie chase the Dane down? He's 3.4 seconds.
I don't think he's going to do that on the same tyres. He's going to have to rely on another set of penalties, if I'm honest. I don't think he's got that pace.
So Kome goes late, goes down the inside. Oh,
he's got to make it work. And round the outside, that will become the inside for the final corner. Asakome's through. Crucially though, Yorno is still behind Whitey Boy, so now is Asakome's time to push.
News for the Haas. So Jonathan Cox has got 9 seconds of penalties. That's going to drop him how many places? That's going to drop him probably down to 7th, I think, 7th or 8th.
How many seconds has he got?
9.
Ooh.
Everyone else around him's got 3.
That could. Oh, Yorno and Wisey Boy! And Yorno's round! Yorno's spun it. went for an audacious move there. Yana went very, very late.
Oh, and thank you very much.
Should there be a race ban, I believe?
Quali ban.
Oh, is it quali ban? See, I don't do stewarding anymore.
That was easy. That was a nice easy one. Thanks.
Definitely was.
Harbour, 3 seconds, and that's because he's chasing it down Titch, and actually, battle for sixth is all of a sudden got very tasty.
It has indeed. Asakame, the one you would say in the best position now.
Oh, Timmy, no! I was just about to say if he hasn't got any penalties, and he's not far from Caladro who had. So actually, it was going to be 5th down, but he's picked up 3 seconds.
So looking at the penalty situation then. Right now, Asakame is running in net P4. And he's got time to make up yet. Jamie, as we thought, is slipping away. Asakame! Who's that ahead of us? He's gone wide. Or is that Donamo getting out of the way?
It is Donamo getting out of the way.
Asakame with DRS is past Timmy.
Yeah, fair play to the likes of Donamo and Rosa still being more important laps.
I say he's past Timmy. Timmy came back at him into Brooklands.
Speaking of Rosa, yep, just recovered from spin. Fallen, another person, so we're nearly there, guys. Just another 1, 2, 3, 5 drivers.
So looking at the guys who don't have them so far, we've got Jamie, he's only got 1 warning. Asakame has 1 warning. Tichy, as we would expect. Oh no, only 1 for him. 1 warning for him. I was going to say none for House Riley, but he's got himself a warning. Here comes Asakame on Timmy. And now he's through. Gap to the leader for Asakame, then 17.2. He's losing time.
Speaking of gap to leader, 5.4, so 2.4 seconds then.
Yeah, Dynastics think must have made a mistake on that lap, because Jamie's pulled that out of nowhere.
By the way, Jonathan Cox needed at the back. Lewis is up, and he's going to go for the move into T3. Holds it round the outside. Still some grip in those mediums for him to be able to do that.
Yeah, Jonathan Cox with DRS though should be able to make this move. That's to the inside. And takes the position from the Pink Panther, but penalties will swap them back around unless something major happens in the next 6 laps.
Lewis's important job is just trying to keep these tyres alive. He has got a penalty but has advantage over the guys around him at the moment. Could be on the P3. Gap is now under 5 seconds to the lead. Dynastics has got some ERS to utilise if he needs it at the moment. Jamie not so much, he's been pushing hard, but well, just pressure could force Dynastics into a mistake here. Obviously going to take a massive amount of points out of Andreas' leading championship, but stranger things have happened, Daniel.
Yes, they have. Well, Andreas managed to lose it at Cops. Dynastics could easily do the same, or indeed at any other corner on the track. We have overcast conditions now coming over. Air temperature is dropping. And the track temperature will soon follow as well.
So we've just got that, so we've got that battle for 6th. We expect Asakome to pull away. We've got battle for P11, so just outside those points. So you've got this podium battle that's going on. Lewis is still very close to the back of Jonathan Cox. Will the tyres burst? This is the question.
I don't think so. His tyre wear isn't actually that bad at the moment. Him and Caladre are very similar in terms of tyre wear. Oh, how about nearly taking his nose off on the diffuser of Tichy.
Yeah, it's got such a better run. Tichy's going to squeeze him to the outside. Oh, that was a little bit naughty. Dan's got past Jay Prentice, and F1 Perez has joined the battle, so it's interesting.
Let's have a look at the gap between Dynastics and Asakame. 16.5. He is closing in, but not fast enough.
Perez just sent it down the inside of Cops. Jay Prentice loses 2 positions in 2 corners.
Arbar going to have a look on Wisey Boy. And Titchy, but Titchy's going to hold it. Fair play to Titchy. Oh, but Arbar's going to have another look. So much more pace in that Red Bull, but just can't find a way through. Into turn one, maybe. He's going for it. We'll wait to see him come over the brow, and the Red Bull has taken P9.
4.7. So 1.7 is the gap. Dynasics is just saving, you can see 62% now, so he's sort of toying with our emotions here at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 2 warnings to play with as well, so it's not too bad. Jamie's only 1 warning away, so he's pushing now and he's on the tightrope. Arbar going for a move on Wisey Boy into Cops. Both make it through and positions stay the same.
I'm just looking at the trio behind points. It's probably too late, but that gap is just plummeting between Dan and Tish. What, 8.1? That's nearly a second. That's nearly a second and a bit.
Yeah, quicker. Asakome as well making ground now. 15.9.
Are they just going? Are they just falling off the cliff? Lewis is still in DRS, doing an excellent job. 4.6 now is the gap. Now from, I just sense something's going to happen, Danny. Something.
It's set up perfectly for some just unknown phenomenon, unknown entity to rear its head. Just a puncture, some rain, a crash in a safety car, something.
Wise boys. Quite vulnerable this time, no DRS. I was going to go round the outside.
It was very much off the track round there, but he's managed to make that move stick, and I think credit where it's due, that was fair enough.
Oh, he's gone off again. That was such a weird moment. Oh, Jamie, no! Ah, he's picked up 3 seconds.
So now, barring that twist of fate, the result is becoming more and more clear to see.
It is going to be Dynasics, and it is going to be 25 points in the championship.
He will take the lead from Tracer.
Back though, Danny. Sorry to cut you off. Not giving this one up.
Wisey Boy says no. Arbar will have the outside line, but he's braked too early. Wisey Boy retakes the position.
Oh, just squirmy. That Red Bull is just getting a bit too eager on the power.
That's brought Tichy back into play. Asakome now, I think the majority of the life has gone out of those tyres. He's not really closing in anymore.
Where one battle has distinguished out front. Not distinguished, extinguished, you know what I mean, that's the word. The battle for third place, Danny, is well and truly alive. Calandre is the closest he has been.
Yeah, Lewis 1 warner away from a 6 second of penalties. Roz has gone at Cops. This could be a full safety car.
No, it's okay. No damage. He's going to have to spin it round.
Do you know, I thought I saw someone retire then.
Oh, pushing. What is it?
Can't overtake, of course, in the yellow flagged zones.
Calandre, close enough. Tyres seem to be in better shape, both under 10% ERS. This is it's going to come down to probably the last lap, this one.
Here goes Arbar down the inside. But Wisey Boy will hold that line. You see that corner, you want to go around the outside and brake late, because then you've got the inside line for the final corner.
F1 Perez and Dan are going at it. Dan's going to hold it and then have the inside line contact, bit of wheel bashing.
Oh,
there was the inevitable.
How they've both made it out of that without being out of the race, I'm not sure.
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Sometimes, yeah, all over the back of Wisey Boy, but slinging it down the inside. Wisey Boy, if he can keep himself alongside, not quite close enough. Caladre, less than a tenth. He's made contact with Lewis through Cops. It's the one place you don't want to be touching another car at 190 miles an hour. Just desperate to get past that racing point. Burning everything he has to try and make the move.
Just going to hold it.
Yes, he's going to have to hold it around the outside.
Oh, he'll squeeze him as well.
Dynastics has got the fastest lap of the race in the middle of that, so he could be getting another point on top of that. Caladre now into 4th place.
May do, but there's a couple of guys that are going to have a shot at it to ruin the day. It'll be Donamo and Rosa, and Dracer will be hoping that Donamo can steal that point away from Dynastics. It would be crucial for the championship. Timmy's now under the cosh. She's got 3 drivers all just waiting to pounce on the last lap.
Tichy, the one that doesn't need to do anything, he's going to overtake all 3 of these on penalties. F1 Perez has left the session, and I think that's a connection issue. Arbar goes through on Timmy. Asakome on the back of Lewis. Now that could be an interesting overtake coming up, and if he can get through there,
Which doesn't make any sense.
Asakome's on for a podium if he can get ahead of Lewis. He's going to have one shot at it.
So it's Dynastics.
Oh, Lewis, big mistake into Maggots and Beckett's. New underwear for Asakome. Absolutely.
Dynastics approaches club for the final time.
Dynastics then through the final corner to cross the line to win the British Grand Prix. We wait though to see what happens behind him. I think Lewis has got a puncture. He has. Left rear puncture for Lewis. So unlucky.
Oh, here comes Jay Prentice. Can he steal the point? He's getting close. This is like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. He's so close.
I think he'll get it on penalties. If he doesn't get him on track, yeah, he will.
I wanted to see if he can do it on track. Here we go.
Swoops through around the outside to take P10. Lewis will, after such a great performance, drop outside the points. And we wait to see if anybody can take the fastest lap away from Dynastics.
It's looking like it is going to be Don Ammo. If it's going to be anyone, there it is. Don Ammo will, well, he saves a little bit of pain from Tracer, but it won't be much.
But that 1 point could make all the difference at the end of the season. So, crucially though, did anybody call that podium? I don't think anybody would have done.
Nope. I've got 100 quid safe in my back.
So Dynastics then wins to take the championship lead away from Dracer. There's 3 points in it, and it's all to play for with 4 races to go. Jamie making his first podium appearance in a long time, actually, from what I can remember, in second place. And Asakome, on his return from his sabbatical, gets himself his first COS podium in third for Ferrari. On another day, we might have been seeing him on the top step, but today belongs to the Dane in the Renault.
Thomas, it's all your fault. Don't care what people say. He was begging for Lewis to hang on to the podium just before he got punctured.
Well, to be fair, we did talk about having an unscripted moment. That's unfortunately it came for Lewis. If that puncture had come for Dynastics, can you imagine the scenes?
I would love to know the telemetry and the tyre percentage was on all those guys that had 23 or 24 laps on those meetings.
So, who are we talking then? Caladre's one, wasn't he?
It was what, Caladre?
75.
I'm trying to think who else it was. Caladre, Lewis, and I can't think. My head's gone. Was it Titch? Was Titch one of those guys?
He might have been, yeah, but Titch is notoriously good on tyres, isn't he?
Timmy said front left was on 79.
Yeah,
would have been the front left, wouldn't it? That would have been the
front left, or in Lewis's case, rear left actually was the one that went in a very similar place. I wonder if that's a point where they tend to go, because Danny Kvyat's went there, didn't it? This year at the... Was it the British or the 70th anniversary Grand Prix? I think it was the 70th, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Carlos as well, don't forget.
Yeah, Carlos went as well.
Right, let's add these lovely people. See if they want to come in and have a chat.
Let's see. Who on talk to us lovely people?
Dynastics. Jamie? Can't find Jamie. Okay.
Let's see what these guys have to say. If you've got any questions for them, get them in the chat now. If we spot any we like, we'll put them to them. Let's see if these guys want to come and have a chat. Right, while he's here then we'll start with our race winner, Dynastics.
Well,
yeah. How does it feel to be the championship leader now?
no, not yet. I'm 18 points behind.
No, you're 3 points ahead, mate.
What?
It's not been updated.
Oh, wow.
So you were going off Russia, I
Yeah.
think. So last week.
Well, didn't expect that. I was talking to Andreas right before, and he thought it was 18-point difference between leading, but
I might be wrong, but from what I can see on TAS, you have the lead now by 3 points.
yeah. Well,
But
really didn't expect that, even when I did join this league halfway through. Leading now. Unexpected, but yeah.
So after that early safety car, then came in and put the hard tyres on. Once you got yourself out in front, was there any doubt, really?
No, not really. I was in control, had the lead. Lost a lot of time to the guy in second, but it was because I was using my EOS to get the fastest start. But yeah, in the end I didn't get it because there was a guy at the back of the grid who pitted for soft and beat my time by 1/10. So yeah, but yeah, I was in control from start to finish, I think.
Yeah, but it felt like that from our position. There was one point where we were hoping Jamie would be able to catch you and maybe make it interesting with penalties, but yeah, then he got one, so it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't meant to be, and then yeah.
At the time.
No, there's not much more to say really. Andreas losing it at Cop sort of takes any of the jeopardy out. So, oh, you're getting closer, you're getting closer.
Well, I talked to Andreas and he's still quite unsure what happened. He just lost his car. I really don't know how.
Just looked weird from
it happens to the best of us.
He said it felt weird, so I don't know. I feel bad for him. It was important points for the championship for him. He lost.
Oh, I've just looked at Taz. I think he got a puncture.
What?
I think he got a puncture.
Ow. He was a medium with what, 15 laps?
Yeah, he was the mediums were like what, 12, 13? Wow. Okay, if that is the case.
I'll have a look at some more in-depth data in a second and just see if it was. But it looks as though he got a puncture, maybe some debris.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Never seen that before. This game.
Yeah, it's strange because I think that's happened twice now. I think Lewis got one as well. Strange, very strange. Well, I suppose Andreas' loss is your game, really, wasn't it? So, took advantage. I don't think the rest are joining us.
No, I don't think they are. So, Dynastics, the stage is yours.
Wow, that's good. Let's see if I can keep the lead at the end of the championship. Hopefully I will, and then be EU2 champion in my first season.
Yeah. Well, best of luck, mate. I can't lie, I'm on Andreas' side, but that's just because we were teammates once upon a time.
Well,
so.
Well, I know a lot of people it's Andreas' side. It's my first season. He's a known guy here, so of course everyone cheering for Andreas, especially because this season almost was meant to be his, but yeah. To be honest, I was cheering for him as well when I started joining this league, because I didn't think I could beat him. But
yeah. But, great job, mate. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
We'll see you next week in Australia.
Yep.
For the final race of 2020. Actually, no, not for these guys. You've got one the week after in Vietnam. The rerun.
Oh.
I'm sure they're all thrilled. Yeah, look at that's the general response I love to hear. I hate it.
That's 2 good races. I got it right under my skin. I did Australia yesterday in another league, and Vietnam. I will do tomorrow, so that's good.
Yeah, it looks like Andreas got a front left puncture.
Wow, that's...
Which...
How's your luck?
You're sure it's because he didn't lose the wheel, and it said like...
Well, that's the damage, but it says on TAS that he got the tyre damage before the wing damage.
Which is when he crashed?
Yeah, so...
Wow.
Yeah, looks like a puncture.
That's... yeah, rotten.
That is very, very unlucky.
Right.
So, yeah, congratulations, Dynastics, on P1, and we'll see you next week.
AM2, 2.5 hours.
Yes, AM2 in 2.5 hours should be on YouTube as well, so stay tuned to here. Where you are now, where you're watching now, you'll be able to see it. You will be able to see EU1, AM1 and EU4 tomorrow and Thursday, respectively. Then we will be back next week for the Australian Grand Prix, round 19 of the championship. You can tune in on Monday to watch me and Matt making fools of ourselves in EU3, or tune in back on Tuesday, where you'll be able to listen to our dulcet tones again as we commentate on this band of miscreants. Make sure you check out all the social medias. Should all be on the channel description or in the description below. If you're watching this as a video later on, make sure you hit subscribe while we're on YouTube. And at the same time, if you're feeling like you want to be generous, head over to Twitch and follow us on there as well, and have a look at our merch store if you're feeling extremely generous. We will see you all again next week. Thank you very much again for watching. Good night.